Good day, Loris. So I'm here in our Thunder prototype, and you wanted to kind of look through some of the devices, so I'm going to do that now. Okay, so what you're hearing here is just the standby of our claw, and you see that energy that will fill and it will release. Okay, so I'm going to just go into the third person, and you're going to be able to see. So this is a left click. Provides a small shield, and you can see the claw is spinning and it's biting. Okay, and then right click shields the whole character. Only lasts so long, and then you see. Oh, okay. The sound lets me know it's full. In the vertical slice, that actually fills up that little meter there. So this one doesn't have any other thing than that little meter that you're seeing on the side. And so that's how we did it. Okay, next. Oh, I'm going the right way. Oh, it is the right way. Okay, these are a little out of order, I guess, in the prototype. Okay, so this is the agony. And that's the standby sound. And I'm not sure if... I guess we don't have the zoom here. Oh yeah, we do. Sorry. Okay, so with the agony, left click shoots a very. So think of it like a railgun or a particle beam, a very narrow beam, like a railgun, I guess, basically, or a sniper rifle. And then your right click grabs the player and tie bonds you to the other player and drags them. So, like, for example, if somebody's on a throne, let's just say this tree's on the throne, I can tie bond myself to it, and now we're connected by a bond. I don't have anybody else in here with me. And then when I back away, it pulls them with me. So it's a very cool. Oh, and there's the spawn right there. And then you'll see the things will respawn. Okay, so next. This is the rapid impact. So it shoots a crystalline projectile that shoots and explodes. It's also a ride matrix device, which means that when I'm up in the air, it pulls me along. And if I right click, it pushes me back. Okay? So that's how that works. You got to look at the document for what this does for right and left click. But anyways, the right click should do different things. We never got these things done. You know, people just, they do these things quick and they just get it working. And then I'm just like, all right, it's not quite finished. Okay, so this is the Wolverine. And of course, so just to go back, this is white energy, black energy, or dark energy, it's called. And then no energy. This is just... when you use it, so left click, you can just use as much as you want. You can just hold it. It's also got a slight pull. So like if I want to, but you see it's really crazy. It takes a long time for it to kind of go in the direction you want to go in. But it's got a slight flight ability. So it's great in the pit. This is the one device, once you do a quest for it, that you'll keep having it. But when you right click it, it only lasts so long. And then it runs out. And then this little thing will fill back up. And then it lets you know that it's ready again. Okay. So black, white, red energy. Okay, so here's the red energy. Okay, so that's just provides a good... This is a ride matrix device too. So again, up in the air. And when you're on the ground, it doesn't... Whoops, pick something up. It doesn't pull you very much. It's just a little bit in the, so mostly in the air it pulls you. If you're flying, it doesn't pull you very much. So that's kind of the secret to these things. Like if you want to move quick, they move you through the air quickly. If you got your wings out, then they slow you down. It just kind of makes a lot of sense. Okay. Now, this is the Stingray. And it's interesting, these standbys, because you can really hear these people coming. You can see, you can barely see the energy readout there. So it's going to be good to have it on the nose of these things, or like kind of a pop out like you had. Okay, so these are stingers. You can pile them up, or you can spread them out, right? And so when somebody hits these things, and the cool thing is when they're piled up like this, you kind of don't know. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but you kind of don't know. And then when the enemy hits that, pow! And there's this neat thing about the Stingray. They're all going to explode. So they last so long. So that's the standby. That's making all that noise. So you can also put these inside a player. So that'll go inside a player, and it'll say, you've been stung, and then it'll do a countdown, and then it'll explode, and you can just pile them in. So if a guy's on the throne, you can just pile a whole bunch on there, and then he'll explode and be blown off the throne. So there's lots of ways to get people off the throne. The claw, the agony to pull them off, or stingers. So that's kind of the way it works. Now on this one, right click, these are bouncers. And you see why they're called bouncers. Actually, this is kind of cool. I think. So you can actually make kind of a 3D wall with them, with a bunch of people. So we want these to be a little heat-seeking, which means that they'll actually, if somebody's near them, they'll go near them. So that's kind of cool. But the cool thing about this is if say there's a guy on the throne and I don't want to be shot, so I'm kind of hiding behind this tree, I could bounce them around towards him. This is not a good example of that. But I could bounce around, and they're heat-seeking, so these are not, but they're supposed to be. Okay, so that's the Stingray. Okay, so this is the H2O. It's a water-based device, and you can hear the drips. So if you right-click it, or left-click it, sorry, it's a water gun. And it just shoots a spray. And so what it's going to do is it's going to spray, and then it's going to drop down at the end. It's it's not going to have a huge range. So it's kind of a close combat one. And then everybody was, because the game's so fast, everybody's like, oh, you need a minigun. And so I thought, okay, well, we're going to make this. So there's no animation. So these barrels should spin. So this is the right click. And that's a minigun, so that's shooting icicles. So that's how that works. Okay, this is the hog. Okay, so it's shooting energy blasts, and they're pretty cool. I made that thing myself. And then the right click, we just have a different sound, same effect, but you're supposed. The original device was called a hedgehog. And so we just reduced it to the hog, the name. We've simplified a lot of the names. The names were quite complicated in the beginning. But this is actually supposed to shoot mini hedgehogs, and they're supposed to be kind of like they chase after people. I don't know. I don't know where to take that. Hopefully you got better ideas. Okay, next. This is the Oculus. Now between those we'll call them hooks. There's supposed to be the same kind of energy there. And the barrel's supposed to spin. This is a very powerful device. Okay, so you can see it says 921, 842. So it takes a lot of energy. And it's hugely powerful. Now, this is supposed to be a jet matrix. So you're supposed to kind of float around on this thing. I'm just using my space bar to kind of simulate that. So not up and down. Like I can use my WASD keys to move around, but it's supposed to just kind of float me around, and wherever I point, it kind of moves. Because you see, if you look down here, you see the two vents. So that it's got vents. Okay. But anyways, so fires this massive shot. Now this is only found in the pit, and I went and got everything, so the video wasn't really long. And then the right click. So you got to read the document, because these things were never done. I just got the guy to get it working, but the barrel's supposed to spin and all kinds of stuff. And then the last device is the PR, or resonator is the short name. Oh, look, it's in my hand there. He's supposed to be making a fist there. That's the problem. And very difficult to see the readout on here. So we got to fix all that. But yeah, you have the readout pop out. Probably, I can't point to anything. So, but again, the barrels are supposed to spin. So this is what this one's like. This is almost the same kind of thing. I think this kind of is it's got like some dark matter stuff. There's the right. So, there's just different sounds for each, but it's just doing the same thing because nobody ever finished it. Anyways, I just wanted to make you this video because you were requesting something like this, and there is no video for this. And so now here you go. And then we'll sit down and go through these. And I'm totally open to you being like, okay, let's take this to the next thing. Like those little hedgehog things. Like that's a kind of a crazy idea. Old, very, very old idea. Never been developed. So we just need to take those kind of into a much cooler, modern direction. And of course, we don't want anything. I mean, the problem maybe with some people have mentioned with the Rapid Impact, it is a projectile device. So, that could be considered violent, so I don't know. Oh, and again, this is a Jet Matrix device. You see it's got the vents on it. So I just wanted to say that. So these are two very rare, this one and this one are very rare devices. And of course, they actually, interesting enough, attack that central shield first. So the core shield, these will attack the core shield. So it's very surprising to players because they're so used to, having somebody go through the red or the blue or the black or the and white shield. Black and white are connected, of course. But this one attacks that core shield. It doesn't go through the other ones. So what it does is it reduces that core shield to 0, and then it attacks all the other shields at the same time because it's got all the colors. And anyways, there's a lot more to it, but that's kind of the thing is, so it's a bit of surprise to players because they're always used to having that core shield. And our battles are long because, you have to break through one shield and then the next shield, and we don't put things over people's head. So really all you see is the red, for example, if I'm attacking with, let's just say blue. So you're going to see the blue shield streaming off of somebody, and that's how we do it. And then it changes to the rare shield. I've got a lot of sounds in here. You're hearing all the creatures and stuff. Anyways, yeah. So, it's kind of interesting. Oh yeah, another thing that was interesting about the prototype. I know this has nothing to do with what we're talking about here. Actually, I'll show you a couple little things. This is bonus part of the video. So when you come into the shrine, this is a stage 1 shrine. You hear that? I'm getting throne energies. See, I got 1, 2. So I can actually go make a stronghold with that. And if I turn that into a stage 3, so let's go over here. So let's get a Ride Matrix device so I can pull myself along here. Here's my Stonehenge. Can't remember what the heck that sound was. So, there's a little test here. We did a lot of, this is all testing, right? So you've got, so you got the stage 1 shrine, and then this is the stage 2. So it's still kind of locked up here. You can see, just a little harder to get to, but it still get inside. And then stage 3, they're actually locked. And that's the brood, and then this is the kin. Oh, sorry, that's a stage 1. You see with the letter on top. And then the stage 2. And again, it's just a little bit more difficult to get in. Not that difficult, but it's a little more. Like this one you can just walk up to and unlock it. And then those ones, anyways. That's how it works. Okay, so there's your bonus. You're hearing in the ocean. Which we don't have. We couldn't put an ocean in, and we couldn't put grass in. because it just stopped performing. I don't know why, but this is before Zoran and all this stuff. Actually, Zoran came in during this kind of thing. So this is Bear Isle, and it's massive, and it's got level streaming and all kinds of stuff going on. So, and all these trees and stuff we made, and you can see the old prototype trees behind, which look kind of crappy. But anyways, it was where we figured everything out. So that's it. I'll leave it there for now, and enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your vacation. Bye for now.